we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for our final segment. We hope that you've enjoyed today. We've talked with the mayor of the city of Lake City, Mr. Pat Hallisey, and then we just talked with Chef Mary Bass. I do want to remind all of our folks that you can tune in to our page at Top Star Events and Entertainment so that you can watch the replays of today's show, and then you can go to pierrecastillo.com. We are going to be launching our prize vault next week, so be sure and stay tuned for that, because we're going to have some cool prizes that we're going to be giving away right here exclusively on Air with Pierre. My next guest is Miss Laura Varley. Laura, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And you are the president of the Clear Creek Community Council of PTAs.
Correct.
Okay. So, and you know, I'm having to refresh myself a little bit because I actually had the pleasure of serving on the Texas PTA board. But for our viewers that are tuning in or may not know, PTA has sort of three different layers of their membership, right?
Correct.
You've got the local units.
Your local units, which are your schools, then your council,
Okay.
which is above. I actually have all of CCISD and 2 of Dickinson schools.
Okay.
And then state PTA.
Okay, so
is
then
a
there would be
step
4
above.
if we
And
count
then
the
there's-
council in there.
Right. The council
So
level is
a local PTA belongs to a council.
correct.
And then there are councils that then report to
As a council,
Texas
we
PTA
belong to Texas PTA and National PTA.
and National PTA.
Correct.
Okay. And so how long have you been involved with PTA?
I have been a PTA member since my daughter was in kindergarten, which was about 21 years.
Okay.
And then I've been...
So you started when you were like 3.
Yeah. So then when my second child was in kindergarten, he is now a junior in high school.
Okay.
I've been a member and somewhat involved, but really involved at that time when he was in kindergarten. I had 2 other little ones behind me, so I showed up with a stroller, a toddler, and a kindergartner, and said, "I'm ready. Where do you need me?"
Okay.
So that was when I really got involved. A couple of years later, got involved at the council level as a delegate. And
What's a delegate?
a delegate is on our council. The way that you represent, that you come to our meetings, is every PTA has 3 delegates from their local unit that come to our meeting, and those are our voting body.
And how many PTAs belong to this council?
44.
44.
So
okay.
we have, so they represent their schools that are, along with their president and their principal, are all part of our voting body. So I became a delegate and got to the meeting, and they asked for volunteers, and of course my hand went up and said, so that's how I started. On the council, I guess it's been a little over maybe 11 years with the council.
What is and so now what are some of the things that you love about the work? You know, people often think, and I can share this by experience too, that I've heard folks say PTA is the moms that are baking cookies to go to the Valentine's Day party or whatever, and it's really an organization that goes way beyond that.
It is, and that's the one thing that I want people to know is that's how it started out for me. I wanted to be involved in my child's education and their school and what went on there and have a say in education, and it moved when I really got into PTA and learned that PTA is the largest child advocacy, member-based advocacy group in the nation, and that's
Sure.
what we do. We advocate for students on behalf of all students. So it became about a little bit more than that for me. It was
Sure.
about advocating for all students and empowering those students to be the best that they can be. And how can I have a hand in that?
And the organization has been PTA in itself has been around for a long time.
It's
to the point that you guys have a Founders Day
Correct.
Celebration that is celebrated nationwide.
Nationwide.
And so the local units put together their own celebration. And I think you have one coming up.
We have. Our council puts together a Founders Day dinner every year in February. February 17th, 1897 was actually when PTA descended upon Washington, D.C. with 2,000 moms.
Wow.
Who wanted back then to have a say, weren't even allowed to vote, but they wanted to have a say and develop this organization. And that's how it started. And so we celebrate those founders coming together every year.
So Founders Day is February the 17th. And the year is
1897.
1897.
Alice McClellan Burney and Phoebe Apperson Hearst were the 2 females that were instrumental in and PTA.
And so specifically your celebration that you guys have put together, y'all are theming it out. It's like
we always do a little theme. This year it's rodeo.
Okay.
We do a theme, and for our council, that's where we have our fundraiser. We do a silent auction, and we do scholarships for each comprehensive high school. So that's our fundraiser to fund those scholarships that we give away every year.
Okay. If folks want to get involved, right now I know that membership is one of the hot topics.
It is hot topic every year, and the more members we have, the louder our voice.
Sure.
So we're right about
want to make sure we have a loud voice.
500,000 for roughly 2 million students. So the louder our voice is, the more impact that we can have.
If people want to join, I think one thing that we want to make sure that we are clear with our viewers is that you don't have to be a parent or a teacher. You can be a community member that wants to be a member of a PTA.
Right. Your voice is just as important as your time, and we have what's joinpta.org.
Okay.
That any person can go to joinpta.org and join your local PTA.
Can you join a council, or do you have to join a PTA?
No, you enjoy individual PTAs.
Individual PTAs. So
you can choose our council from the list.
Okay.
And then the drop-down list will, every school that's on our council, you can choose, whether it's in your community, or your family attended, or a neighbor attends, whatever is important to you. You can choose those schools, and you can join any PTA?
Absolutely. So we want to challenge our viewers that are watching to visit joinpta.org. Membership is extremely economical.
And it depends on the local unit, what their local dues are, roughly between $8 and $10.
Okay.
For each local unit.
$8 and $10, and that's for a whole year.
That's for a whole year.
They'll get, updates about the events that are going on and additional opportunities that they can contribute to the local PTA. And you guys have a goal, right, of trying to increase membership.
And we're almost there for
Okay.
a 5-year high. So please, we're roughly about 200 away
Okay.
from a 5-year high. So we would love to reach that. Also, if you go to our website, cccptas.org, we have what's called a community membership.
Okay.
And you can join actually all of the PTAs within our council. You can join a feeder pattern, which
Okay.
is a high school feeder pattern. All the elementaries and middle schools that feed into a high school, you can join that way as well.
Okay.
So
Nice.
you can support a feeder pattern, or you can support all of the PTAs within our council.
Perfect. So we're going to be posting the links right there in the comment section. But of course, you can go to joinpta.org to get more information about joining a specific one. And then the other website was what?
CC, 4 C's, PTAS.org.
All right, so that's cccptas.org. Be sure and get connected with PTA, a great organization that is on a mission to increase membership and, of course, be able to do what's right for kids all over the state of Texas, but most importantly in our backyard. So, Laura, we want to thank you for spending some time talking with us today, and all of our folks that have joined in to view today's show. Be sure and tune in to next week, because we have another great show coming out, and we're going to be talking about our prize vault, where you can win some great prizes from Air With Pierr. This has been Air With Pierr, wishing you the best. Have a great week.